We now have so many things to talk about, as you will soon find out on Planet Cray Podcast.
Gredora of Corsa. That was super corny. Today we have Virgil.
It's me. Hi guys.
Yeah.
How's it going? It's Virgil.
We got Ribell and Sleeping Hermit. Anyone want to start off with the anime? Anyone want to start us off? I like the anime, but I believe Sleeping Hermit disagrees. What are your thoughts?
I think we should start with the likes and then get to me who dislikes it. So let's start with someone who actually likes it.
Okay. I like it. So I thought it was a really interesting. I thought it was funny. I thought it was interesting. I liked how you had like Kanzaki, was it? And you had I forget his name, the Narakami dude with the teeth. I thought he was funny. How they kidnapped all the kids, which is like, it's funny. It's also a little creepy. And that was about that. And they just straight stole everyone's idea, forced them to make ideals on their own. And I was like, the entire time, I was like, I can't really tell who the jammer is, but I thought it was the science dude, the evil one, because he was nice. And it was throwing me off. And so eventually, they realized that it was all three. I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. That's fire. That was good. It threw me for a loop. I thought it was a shocker.
Spoiler alert, by the way.
Oh, sorry. Spoilers alert. Also, what's up to the chat? How y'all doing?
I mean, we always spoil the anime.
Yeah, but you know, just the common courtesy.
Just consistent spoiler alerts. Alright. But that's what I like about it. I thought, you know. Also, I did like how we got the origin of how we have the... Is it the icon, what you call it?
Vangaro.
The mascot, Vangaro, the mascot. I like how we got that. How they just like picked it out randomly out of a list of like a bunch of stolen ideas from children, of the children they forced to make them, to draw them. They go, hey, this works. It's awesome. Let's do it. Ah, you got it. Yay, it's so cute. I love it.
This thing is not wanting to go right.
It's an awkward shape.
It is very much an awkward shape.
That being said, me personally, I was all about the transforming kitty.
Nah, I hate cats.
I know you do.
Why?
Well,
it's an
I'm
animal
allergic.
thing,
Oh.
yeah.
You're good then.
Yeah, so I'm glad you liked the episode there, Snugfly. For me, the episode was okay, but it felt too much like nostalgia fan service bait. It's like, okay, here's Kanzaki. You know, everyone's really big on JoJo's Bizarre Adventures right now, and you know who's big in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? Dio, and who's the voice of Dio? Kanzaki. So like, okay, we got Kanzaki again, and for this episode, we got funny references. Like if you're a fan of the show and you've been watching from the very beginning, you'll definitely get these references. If you watch the V series, there's at this one point where Tatsuya is holding his Malkuth card. It's got this like eerie black glow, like it's an evil card. He's like, I'm gonna revive mom and dad again. So it's like this episode was very fan servicey. In that regard, that's why I disliked it. This was the episode where Blaster Dark and Blaster Blade, they didn't even fight together. They got held in Chrono Tiger Rebellion's claws together. They didn't fight together. Yeah. All of a sudden, they fusion Ha into Majesty Lord Blaster, and he kind of just stands there and then cuts everyone up. I was expecting so much more from this episode in terms of what they were like. Shuka has been hyping up Majesty Lord Blaster for a long time now. It's like she could not activate him for the longest time, and now that she finally does activate him, like no lore, nothing. He just hi, bye, and then Ren takes Blaster Dark the card back. This episode just felt like Dark Souls 3 to me. It's like, yeah, here.
Don't you do that. Don't you fucking do that.
Dark Souls 1. Here's all the nostalgia, but we're not gonna do anything with the story. Really.
I will hurt you because I will hurt you. This is not a Dark Souls podcast, but I will argue with you until the ends of the earth that Dark Souls 3 has a really good story. You gave a bad reference point.
Other games.
You gave a very bad reference point.
They use this nostalgia But that's why I was disappointed in this episode. I was expecting, like, we're down to the last 2 or 3 episodes. Like, this is an 11, 12, 13 episode anime. Like, there's gotta be something. Not just say, hi, Majesty Lord Blaster, after being hyped up and, hinted at, and then, oh, he's just there. The next episode preview, I guess, looks a little more promising. It actually shows what Emmy uses in this universe for her card fighting clan, which dun dun dun, dun Angel Feather.
What?
Ugh.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so that's my take on it. I was just displeased with the episode. Not that the episode was bad; it just felt like they could have done so much more.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Too much fan service. Too much fan service. Not enough story.
What about you, Ribell?
Me? I'm kind of neutral, actually. Both good and bad. I get some of the references like Voltron, Catron.
Oh yeah.
That hit me there. It's like, shit. Dutchy part was funny, but I kind of fell back on the animation, especially the Master Lord MLB, which I feel like they could have done better on that one. Not a lot, but that's just that. Look what was the
Okay,
next.
actually, I'm gonna throw a question at you, Rebel. So the three guys, it was Kanzaki, Oyama, and Ryuzu. They all had people design their mascots, and you just said that the Catron was a shout out to Voltron. What were the other 2 references? Oh yeah, one was just straight up mask the shoulder pad. I don't know the last reference though.
Yeah.
I don't know Ryuzu.
The last one was like, we call them Power Rangers, but in Japan there's something else.
Sentai
Funny
Warrior.
story. Yeah, funny story. All of the original episodes of Power Rangers, all of the action scenes were legit just cut straight out of the Japanese part, and then they recut all the non-mask scenes because they thought that because they didn't want to spend money recreating all the action scenes, but they didn't think the audience would like just a straight dubbing of people that they didn't look like them in America. So they just recut all the like non-mask acting scenes, which is where we get Jean-Luc Picard. I know that's not his real name. I don't care.
And that's why the
And-
Yellow Ranger has a penis.
That is also because in the original, he's a guy. It's a guy.
Yeah, just a little bit of trivia for you. Not Vanguard
Yeah.
related, but you know.
Wow.
Yeah, just a little trivia. Also trivia, if you try and beat up
I mean-
the Ranger, he knows legit martial arts.
So I assume that we're kind of done on the anime.
Yeah.
I mean, like again, like just final thoughts. I liked it, but I do get how it's fan service. That being said, I don't care. The more Tonari and Nami I get, the happier I am. I love that dynamic. They're so funny and cute.
Nah, I'm done with the anime. I was severely.
Yikes. On to news. Dun,
On
dun,
to
dun,
news.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, so
So I
First
want
thing-
you to use your weather report caster voice there, Virgil, like a weatherman.
Yeah.
So, first things first. We don't really have a whole lot of news on the English side, but, you know, and like always, we have a lot of news on the Japanese side. Due to the sellouts, like, of Silver Displays and Butterfly the Moonlight, they are straight up just packaging the two together and reselling them. Which that's both good and bad for us, in my opinion, because that means, hey, we could potentially get some of the shit like I can't find the set with Asha in them.
Me too. Yeah, I want Asha.
Sold out.
Oh, that reprint.
Yeah,
My bad.
it's sold out. No, this is the reprint set. This is the right reprint set.
Yeah.
The Fighter Selection 01. But the fact that this exists means that we could get other things.
So
Yeah.
I kind of want to jump in on what you're saying, Virgil, and I kind of want to throw out the question, like, how big is Vanguard in America versus in Japan? Like, because just as a side reference, Square Enix usually has a larger Western audience than an Eastern audience, right? So like, I wonder for Vanguard, what is their bigger seller?
This is a question for Virgil, for anyone in general.
Well, so here's the
So-
thing. Like, the fact that it's selling out definitely means that they're going to want to reprint it. Whether or not they do is up to them, obviously. But, you know, it's a sign that it's selling. And why would you not make more if it's selling? If supply doesn't meet demand, you make more.
So what we can interpret is that if they do this reprint stuff for Japan only, then the English audience is not considered a big moneymaker. Maybe.
Maybe. I really hope we also get it.
I mean,
Same.
we Bang Dream.
Yeah, but Bang Dream, you know.
You know, sometimes I think it's because of the whole America's current social standings with the whole, you know, it's awkward for like middle-aged men or even like newcomers to play a deck full of like young idol girls. You know, that's gonna get you canceled. And maybe Japan knew that, and they're like, nah, we're not
I
gonna
doubt
sell
it.
over there.
I doubt it. Why Schwartz is still a
he's
thing?
definitely not wrong.
Why Schwartz is still a thing? So, like,
Yeah, but White Schwartz isn't exclusively idols.
yeah, but
true.
it's
fan service stuff too.
it's like there's a lot of it, and I do mean a lot of
True.
it. So Vanguard isn't exclusively idols either. You could say the same thing about this game.
The argument is, I definitely call people who we know that play mostly idol or waifu type decks straight.
You know, just to
Or the
end
world.
this whole thing, we have Bermuda.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. We have Bermuda. So with the reprint of Overlord, Messiahs, getting more Night Rose and Harrys, do you think there'll be an oversaturation of these cards, or do you think the market will just eat it up?
I think the market will eat it up.
Yep.
The cross is in that set. People are gonna buy the fuck out of it. Especially because this particular box, as you can see, only has 10 packs of each, and then one that you could, correct me if I'm wrong, get a VR or triple R of previous sets, right? Or
everything that in the set.
in the set. So you are guaranteed one VR or triple R of either set. So that means that when you buy this, if you're gunning for Messiahs or Overlord, you could potentially get Night Rose or Harry.
For all those wanting to get into the game, does this affect sales prices at all, or do people need to sell an arm?
This right here, hopefully it'll bring some of the prices down.
Hopefully.
The prices were going to be high anyways without it selling out, because it's the cross. You know, the cross is just absolutely ridiculous.
Definitely.
And here's just a list of a bunch of the cards that are coming, that are, you know, in the privilege pack. So here's the cards that come in the privilege pack. You know, you have Alter Ego, the Cross, of course, the New Draconic Blade Master, Susanoo, you know, Grand Gallop, all these guys. So like the privilege pack is both a plus and a negative, because I didn't get the VR in the 10 packs of Silver Dust Blaze that I wanted. Well, let's open up the privilege pack. Oh crap! I got Lukier, and I don't play Paleman.
Wait, Lukier's on that list?
Yes,
Yes.
Lukier's on that list.
All VR.
Wow.
So it's I only wanted to bring this up because this could potentially happen in the States. Right now, it doesn't affect us, but of course, everything that's going on in Japan has a trickle-down effect and may eventually come to us. If they sell a shit ton of this, and like we ran out of the next stage,
Yep.
if they sell a shit ton of this, they might do this for the next stage. Potentially.
Indeed, indeed. It's all about keeping the hope for completing your decks alive. But yeah, I think from a business perspective, this is a good move.
I think
Yeah.
so too.
Same here. Plus, they don't have to make another reprint of both sets, just mush them together.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely hope we get these and the Asha and reprints.
Well, sorry for cutting you off, Snug. As well as to make kind of a apology gift of the rates that happen in these two sets.
Yeah.
Their drop rates. Well, ratio right now
Yeah,
was
drop ratios
terrible
are
for what I
bad.
heard, but
Well, yeah. I mean, you're cramming two sets together. That's why the privilege pack is there.
No. I mean,
no.
Japan, the
Stardust
individual
Blaze
sets had
and
a lot of
Pale
issues.
Moon. Yeah, both Pale Moon set and the Stardust Blaze set both have bad card ratios, and they just caught onto it
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah.
That means sets from future and onward are going to have better rates.
Good.
I believe
Good.
Cheat
'cause-
Station did a video on this like maybe a month ago when he was talking about literally how like because
Shout out to G Station with a JI.
yeah, because they did the SP packs instead of like SBRs for all the cards. Had they done, he's like, you were basically getting more opportunities to get VRs. But since they just went SPs, like you still technically, and they down on some of the other ratios, you technically have a lower likelihood of getting like VRs and triple Rs.
Yeah. It's just this is hopeful, because something like this could come to the States. We'll have to keep an eye out on it, see whether or not this is a good thing or a bad thing. But I would not be opposed to getting some of the newer cards that just absolutely sell out, put into like one collection. That way they don't have to reprint both sets.
Yeah.
And that's more or less the news that we have.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot happened. So yeah.
Anyway, on to reveals. That has been news time with Virgil. Dun, 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 dun.
All right. So what are we revealing first?
I would like to start with Spike Bros
Yeah.
because that'll probably be the shorter of
Yeah.
the two. So kind of like having an appetizer before the main course.
Okay.
And we know
Yeah.
how thirsty you are right now, Virgil.
Let's get the Spike Brothers, those meat and potatoes of the Spike Brothers. The clan that is literally just the football team that likes to cheat.
Rising doesn't cheat. Lore-wise, he doesn't cheat.
Ooh,
Hey,
that's a
hey.
lore drop for you.
hey,
Yeah.
hey,
All right.
Hey.
So are we starting with Rising?
Yeah, we'll start with Rising Nova.
yes. The quarterback of the Patriots didn't cheat. The Patriots cheated. Sorry, that was a really... Rising Nova. Exceptional expertise, Rising Nova. Continuous on Vanguard. When this unit is placed by riding, it would get imaginary gift force, and it would get imaginary gift force, get both 1 and 2 instead of 1 or 2, which is just kind of crazy. Act on VC, cost Soul Blast 1, choose up to 2 of your grade 3 rear guards, and this unit gets all of their abilities until the end of turn. This ability may only be used by a card with the same card name once a turn. So you have to have 2 different ones.
No, that's not quite
That's
what it
not
means.
what it means. What it means is you can't copy another Rising Nova on rearguard.
And Cardinal
Gotcha.
too.
It's kind of like in the main thing. Like you can only use one effect per name of this guy.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
So you can't Rising Nova the Rising Nova.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
you
like if let's
Oh, I get it. Just
Yeah.
to make
it's
like
to make sure that you
board.
can't copy your entire board if you have a board full of grade 3s, which probably wouldn't be
Yeah.
good anyways. But yeah.
Yeah.
valid.
So,
Yeah.
Exceptional expertise Rising Nova. I was reading up on a whole bunch of Spike Bros. I'm not a Spike Bros player, but I felt the need to research because in my first ever regionals down in Houston, I got my butt kicked by Spike Brothers. Like I thought I would be playing OTT and losing to OTT or Shadow Paladins. Now I was Spike Brothers that knocked me down. So, this is a shout out to them, one of the most underrepresented clans in the entire game.
I wouldn't say that. Spike Bros has always been pretty good. Spike Bros has always been pretty good.
I'm not talking about their viability. I'm talking about their representation.
Yeah,
Okay.
their consistency of people playing it and the support that it gets on regular basis.
Fair. So reading up on it and looking at the current support out, because obviously as more time comes out, they're gonna reveal new cards that supports this, maybe. But with the current stuff out, I'm gonna say Exceptional Expertise Rising Nova is okay. Definitely not good, not bad. I do see some consistency issues, but there's some nutty things this guy can do. Like, people think that you get both Force 1 and Force 2? That's amazing. I'm like, that's not his selling point. I honestly think his selling point is the fact that he can copy 2 grade 3 rear guards. So I want to paint a picture. Nowhere does it say that he can't copy 2 of the same rear guards.
Correct.
So imagine this. Rising Nova copies 2 Dead Heat Bull Spikes. He gets both effects from Bull Spike A and Bull Spike B. So let's say you're swinging for, let's say hits Force 1, that's 23, and then 23, 2 critical boosted, that's 31. Let's say you're swinging for 31, 2 critical to someone who's got 3 damage. They're going to guard because you might pull the crit. Well, if you copy 2 Dead Heat Bull Spikes for the whole turn, each attack that they guard, you would +2 to your hand because Dead Heat Bull Spike was like, if they block it, I think, then you get to draw a card and retire a rear guard. So
when they attack your unit with a circle that has a force marker does not hit, draw a card, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it.
Yeah, so you would activate Dead Heat A, retire draw, and then Dead Heat B, retire draw.
So you'd have to attack with the Dead Heats on rear guard first for it to really be potent, because you'd want to put the force markers on different areas and then move them using Dead Heat's Bull Spikes effect.
Oh, definitely. But do you see how much...
I misread it. Sorry.
But yeah. Do you guys see what I mean? Insane hand power for copying 2 Dead Heats?
Yeah, that's definitely not... that's something that can happen.
That's just a for fun thing. Most people are going to suck up... what's his name?
Siegfried?
Spiraling Cyclone? Spiraling Cyclone? So the
Spiking Cyclone?
Spiking Cyclone, the other guy that was revealed for this set. Spiking Cyclone is generally your safe grade 3 copy, because you'll be having Force 1 and Force 2, and for each Force stacked, when you copy the skill, you get 5,000 for each Force. So if you copy this and a Dead Heat...
I'm going to disagree with you on the Dead Heat thing.
Let him finish first.
Oh, 1 second.
No.
First off.
Go ahead.
Well, it's once per turn for Dead Heat.
Yeah.
Once per turn per copy. So Dead Heat A is one different copy than Dead Heat.
Yeah.
Just
we'll need a ruling on it. We'll need a ruling on it.
Yeah, ruling on that one.
Because... Yeah,
it
doesn't say once per turn per name of cards. So maybe
that's literally why they made the domain clause. They made the main.
No, but this one actually had a once per turn slash thing.
Can we go back?
It's once per turn per copy.
Can we go? Yeah, because can we go back to Rising Nova?
Well,
I feel like this would give us the.
No, it's first time per turn, not per copy.
It says this ability may only be used by a card with it.
It's not gonna be in Rising Nova.
So it's definitely a Bull Spike card.
Okay.
Issue, right.
Yes. So Bull Spike. When the attack on your unit with a circle with a force marker does not hit, draw a card, choose one of your opponent's rear guards, and retire it. Vanguard once per turn. Now the question is, if you copy it twice, if it goes off twice, maybe,
Yeah, okay.
Probably not.
I'm in the it should, because you have Bull Spike A and Bull Spike B.
But you don't have Bull Spike A and Bull Spike B. You have one ability that you copied from two cards. Twice.
2 different cards.
Yeah, but you're getting the ability. The Vanguard's getting the ability of that card.
So I think that's gonna basically have to come down to a Bushi rule.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a rolling issue. But the way I see it, I don't think
I don't
I
really
think it's
see
still a
an
once
issue
per thing.
with that skill though. I think that's actually a good idea to skill, and I don't really see it as being like a super
Well, it's once again,
big
it's
deal.
because it's not Bull Spike's ability anymore. It's Rising Nova's ability.
Clearly.
And if you have the same ability twice, once per turn, you can only activate it once per turn.
Okay.
Right?
We'll have to say.
The first time it's used, that's it. You can't use it again. That's basically what I'm saying, because that's the new icon they had. It's not once per turn, just first time per turn.
I see what you're saying.
I'm still gonna hold on to my camp because it says this unit gets all of their abilities. So you get the ability of Bull Spike A and then Bull Spike B. You have 2 different sources for your abilities, but like it'll come down to a keyword ruling.
Right, but
since we don't know anything right now, it's more fun to think of it
and
that way.
That's I'm disagreeing with you.
And you can disagree with me all you want.
I'm telling you why I'm disagreeing with you.
And that's great. And I'm telling you why I
now let me speak. Whenever you use an ability, it's on that card. If the ability has a once per turn clause, it's a once per turn ability. Just because you have the ability twice doesn't mean that it's not a once per turn ability. It's the same ability from the same card onto the new card.
And if I have 2 Lightning of Hope Helenas out on the field playing my Narukami, and I use
Are they rearguard effects?
Yes.
Then that's the difference now, isn't it? You only have one Vanguard.
I think it's definitely gonna have to come down to like more looking into like how this will actually work, because
we'll agree to disagree.
There's definitely a gray area here that I don't think anyone's looking at. That there's like legitimately like he's having 2 different cards named, so it could be once. What that means is that this card can use that skill once per turn, but he's copying 2 cards. But I also see what you're saying. It says once per turn, so using this skill more than once would be not a thing. So overall, like community thought process and a ruling. Next card.
Were we on Striking Cyclone?
Well, I mean, all of these are Nova are Rising Nova support. So Spiking Cyclone.
Yeah, so Striking Cyclone is definitely good for the. I feel like we're entering a multi-attack, not in the Excel way. Like we have we have stuff coming out with Gredora multi-attacking. We have now Spiking Cyclone multi-attacking. Though I guess Spike Bros originally multi-attacked too. They just needed Cyfried to on-hit multi-attack. But no, this guy's thing is definitely from the stacking force markers. Pretty vanilla support for Nova. Nothing really.
I guess I'll read the card name. Spiking Cyclone. Continuous on VC. During your turn, this unit gets power force marker on your circles. So I guess if you're using, let me finish. And then auto on VC, cannibalize 1, stand with your regards. I think it's a good card. I think it really compares well to one of the cards that allows you to move the force, and then this card gets the boost, and then stupid that card is.
He's definitely vanilla support for Rising Cyclone.
Budget build.
Just as a rear guard, he kind of lackluster. Like I know you're copying his effect for Rising Nova as a Vanguard effect, but as a rear guard, he's just
Yeah.
Another card that was reviewed was the grade 2. Something Pom Pom Girl.
Adorbs Palm Rorna.
When it comes to America, I wouldn't be surprised if those R's turned into L. Lorna.
Adorbs Palm Rorna. She's adorable. Although on Vanguard, Rearguard, when plays cost Counterblast 1, search your deck for up to 1 grade 3. Thank you. Oh, this card needs it so much. This deck needs that so much. Call it to our rear guard circle and shuffle your deck. Continues on rear guard. If you have a grade 3 unit in the same column as this unit gets boost. I feel like this is a good card. This is a must.
Yeah, no brainer. This is a 4 of no matter what.
Yeah, it's definitely a 4 of.
Like this ups the consistency of having your grade 3 rear guards up so much, and the fact that you get to pick which grade 3 you want means you can adjust your battle strategy for like, okay, do I want to go into Dead Heat Bull Spike? Do I want to go into Cyfried? Or do I want to go vanilla?
Speaking of, we didn't actually talk about Seyfried and the effects that he could have on Rising Nova, but we can circle back to that after we do Ambush Dexter.
That's more of a. I read his skill and I like 100% don't quite understand it. I would need W Slasher to be like reading is hard. You did it wrong to me. Seyfried, I was too scared to touch. This card's really clear cut. You want 4 of her. She is a must-have.
Yeah.
Rising Nova's Bay.
I hope they come out with another card that's probably a grade 1 that can get grade 3s from the drop zone as well. Because if not, they're gonna have a hard time.
Alright, so
Yes.
Ambush Dexter.
Ambush Dexter.
Ambush Dexter, auto on Vanguard. It's a great one. When placed, discard a card from your hand, draw a card.
Always good.
Draw a card. Oh, a drop draw, not bad. Yeah. Auto on rearguard when placed, counterblast 1 and put a grade 2 or greater rearguard into your soul. Search your deck for up to 2 cards with the same grade as the card you put into your soul. Okay, yeah, I see it.
You call him the rearguard.
Into your soul for this cost, call them the rearguard and shuffle your deck. That's good.
So
this guy is definitely really good. But go ahead, Virgil.
So you can use this to get more grade 3s on the field.
Definitely. If you're opening grade 3 turn, have Rising Nova and only 1 grade 3, you use this guy to suck up that 1 grade 3 and get 2 more different grade 3s.
So I feel after reading Seyfried, I could probably tell you one of the combos that you can do with this.
Go for it.
Okay, so Seyfried's effect is Counterblast 1, put a rearguard into your soul. Search your deck for up to 1 card with the same card name as the card put into your soul for the cost and call it to rearguard. That unit and this unit get plus 10k power, shuffle your deck. His secondary effect, when he hits, Soul Blast 2, stand one of your rearguards, choose one of your opponent's rearguards and retire it. So the secondary effect, yeah, sure, that's nice. It's nice to have a restand. If you use that with the Spiking Cyclone, you're going to guarantee you restand at least 1 thing. If you hit, you restand 2. But you use Seyfried's effect to suck up Rorna.
Oh.
Look through your deck, call a Rorna, Counterblast 1, call another grade 3. You could call whatever. Especially if you have the whenever something attacks, move the force marker to it. You play this on the back row rear guard over whatever just attacked. You call another grade 3, and you get another attack off. Whatever column didn't stand, you call in the opposite column. So at that point, you're getting 5 attacks off.
Yeah.
Really cool. And that I'm reminded of reverse Maelstrom. Like, what if you suck up a Dead Heat and a Seyfried, present a Morton's Fork? If you hit, something happens. If you don't hit, something still happens.
So Rising Nova is a good card that only gets better.
Definitely.
It makes old support much better, and any new support that comes out for spikes, Rising Nova can work with.
Yeah. So overall, like I said, the getting both 4 and 4/2, that's just nice. It's definitely the copying old effects, being able to mix match combo. That I think that's the.
Well, so like here's the thing: you want to ride Rising Nova first. You ride that 3 times, then you're free to ride into whatever you want. If you don't have enough soul for... Oh, did I lose internet? I think I lost internet, guys. 1 second. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Okay, so so continuing on, while Virgil sorts things out.
All right, I'm back.
Now, welcome back.
That was super quick. Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Oh, we had one of those.
So, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Oh, no, I was just going to fluff talk while you fix things, but you fixed it extra fast.
You ride Rising Nova 3 times. You get 3 Force 2, and then you're free to ride whatever you want because you can go Force 1 from there if it takes that long. You're never going to take that long. But getting both Force 1 and Force 2 is really good for the card that lets you swap over all Force markers to a rearguard circle.
That's Dead Heat's auto Vanguard skill. A bunch of other rearguards have that skill too.
Right. So, like, that actually is just a really good skill. I think you might be sleeping on that a little bit. Because you only need 1 force marker. Or technically 2. You only need the 1. And it's going to get passed around your field like their groupies backstage. So I mean, they're a football team. Come on. So
Fox.
like that's really good. That force marker is getting passed around constantly. You only need to ride them once, but hey, the more you ride them, the better it gets. What's better than, you know, an extra 10k and base 2 crit, extra 20k base 2 crit?
Right. For those of you joining us, Force 2 does not stack.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't. Oh god.
Ouch. Whoa, okay. So, does anyone want to talk, like, any counters to Rising Nova? Let's start with Rebel. You've been awfully quiet, Rebel. So, what would you do to fight this deck?
What I do?
Yeah, what would you do?
I've like control the Lebanon Arcana out to just buy stuff and.
Okay, am I the only one who's getting not anything that he's saying?
I hear him.
Okay.
He said his idea was to use Narukami to buy their stuff.
Got it.
Yeah.
He was breaking up for me.
Yeah, that was happening to me too. But there's also I think more control clan might have a chance against this deck. It's kind of like buying Royal Paladin, except they're restanding and hitting you with a bunch of attack.
So you're gonna try and get off as many hits as you can before they start controlling you. That's really all there is to it.
I try, yeah.
So
Basically.
you know you're gonna try and make sure that you that first grade 3 turn is gonna be absolutely stellar. That's what you want. And then they can try and control you from there. It doesn't matter if you just keep calling things using the effects of Spike Bros, which, yeah.
So I think there are 3 legit hard counters to this deck. And I think what they are Blade Master, possibly, maybe anything that can board wipe will kind of hurt this deck, because as of now they don't have anything to fetch in the drop zone. That being said, anything that can like retire, bind,
Actually,
or Gredora stuff.
Actually, Spikes do have some to get stuff back from the drop zone.
But it
But
do.
to be shoved back in. Technically speaking,
that's fine.
yeah. Set 1 of their
You have enough
scores, they do
superior
have stuff
calling,
like that.
searching to like shuffle back in, put back in, and then shuffle. You
Oh,
can take
so,
that work. That's fine. As long as
like if you shuffle cards back into your deck, you can always use the grade 1 and 2 to get it back out.
Yeah, that's my thing. That's what I just said. Yeah, like, that's fine.
So like
That's good.
yeah, sure. Control decks, it's a little bit harder to go against, but that's why you just play smart.
Yeah.
You use Cyfried's effect after they get rid of your field.
The issue here is, threes are you running?
Yeah, there's that's the thing. Yeah, you gotta choose. You don't want to have too many grade 3s
Do
in
you
this.
want utility to pull your grade 3s back, or do you want like how many is too many? I would like, are you running 10, 12? You have to have 4 Rising Novas hands down.
Personally, I would run 4 Rising Novas, 2 Cyfrieds, and either 2 Bull Spike or 2 Striking Cyclone.
Oh, what do you think, Hermit? You build a
I think if they release a Force 3, this card's screwed.
Well,
I think this is pretty much confirming that we're not getting a Force 3.
How many grade 3s did you run, and what grade 3s did you run?
I mean, like I said, I'm not a Spike Bros expert or anything, but in my build for Spike Brothers, I ran 12 grade 3s, kind of like Dimension Police.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That checks out. Which 12 grade 3s did you run, and how many of which?
I think I ran 4 Rising Nova, 3 Striking Cyclones, 2 Dead Heat Bull Spikes, and 1 Gun Wild Wolf. But yeah, I think that's it for Spike Brothers. I gotta say, I really appreciate art. It's nice to get fan service on both spectrums. You got your nice looking ladies in Vanguard. Now you got your nice looking men in Vanguard. Look at those arms. I don't really care about twin-tailed hair.
No one's here.
I'm pretty sure that's androgynous dude. Like that dude is from both sides.
I'm just showing all.
Jump into the general because I don't think no one's online to swap it.
All right. Well, if I do that, it'll break the.
I think.
The thing.
I think there'll be a solid B+ B tier. Not gonna break into the A-.
I think they're A. I think they're gonna surprise you.
Okay, that'd be nice. Surprises are nice.
I think they're A.
Okay, that's great. So our next thing. Are we ready to move on?
Yeah.
Moving on. Speaking of hard counters to Bike Brothers.
Actually, I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
You don't think it is? Okay, why
I don't
not?
think it is. You use Cypher to throw one of the grade 3s in the soul, and the Cradle marker does absolutely nothing.
Oh yeah, you're right. Because you don't get to draw one. I get it. So Cradle marker. The entire Gredora thing is working around Cradle markers for those who are not in the know.
So
Cradle marker.
yeah.
The unit with Cradle marker. The unit with the Cradle marker loses its original ability. It gets its power reduced by its original power and cannot boost nor intercept. It can attack though. When the unit with a Cradle marker is retired, you search your deck for up to one card with the same grade as that unit, reveal it, and put it into your hand and shuffle it. That skill is for the person who placed the Cradle marker, not for the person who has the Cradle marker on their deck. That's what that says in the little parentheses in Japanese.
Yeah. It's just So this is a really good marker.
It's nutty.
Yeah, if I can jump in real quick, because I just want to say one thing. People have been calling this lock light. What if it's just delete light? It's delete the rear guard, because the rear guard can still attack and you can still interact with the circle, unlike lock.
I mean, yeah, it's. I mean, the delete kind of was a soft lock, anyways, except for the Vanguard.
Yeah, that's basically it. Sorry, you can keep going.
The Cradle marker is really good. I think it's better than lock. It's also better for the game, because you didn't plus off of lock. They just couldn't attack you, and in this, it's hard for them to attack you. They can call over it, but if they call over it, you get to look through your deck for the same grade. Just knowing your matchup is all about what the Cradle marker is for. Like you cradle their key pieces, and then they either have to call another of that copy over it, or they just don't get that key piece anymore. Yeah, 1 second, guys.
So in the time, this is officially our anime filler. Our protagonist has gone off to train and become stronger. Okay, I am basically by myself now.
No, let's just move to general.
Move to gen.
All right.
Yeah.
So sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. You're not going to see us on the screen for probably the rest of the podcast.
Yeah.
But our voices are pretty distinct. You've got smooth, silky butter, Virgil. You've got I'm an adult. I can help Snugfly. You've got I'm the normie, but let me be heard, Ribell, and obnoxious Hermit.
I disagree. I would swap ours. I don't feel like I've ever been called. You have an I'm an adult.
I definitely don't have a smooth voice.
Oh yeah, you do. Stop it. You have the smooth late night jazz radio.
Well, thank you for the compliment, but I don't think so.
You don't start an ASMR YouTube channel now. Every day until you start one.
Now your voice is smooth, but you suck at being a weatherman.
I mean, okay, you got to give me some build up, man. Don't just go, hey, be a better weatherman.
Tonight,
I could do it.
Cray podcast. Take it away, Virgil.
from now on,
you fucking
news, we just throw it to Virgil the Weatherman.
okay, fine then. I'll
okay.
do some work on it. But yeah, cradle markers. Soft lock, very good. Not unhealthy for the game, unlike lock. I knew there was a reason I liked this because I played Link Joker back in the day. I was one of those scumbags. I like control.
I did not think this was fun to play against.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be fun to play against.
It was quite annoying. It's anti-fun. And so I would argue that anything is directly anti-fun, probably not super healthy. But unlike lock, which seemed to be more of I'm not saying that word ever, but like a deadly virus.
Wait.
I would see this is more like a flu, whereas lock is like pneumonia.
So like, here's the thing: in no card game, playing against a control opponent is fun. It never will be. It'll always be not fun for the opponent.
Counterpoint. Unless you were that weird niche clan that hard counter the control, like example, unlock countering hard lock.
Yeah, but that was simply because lock was so dominant that they had to do that.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, so
I wonder what that symbol on the cradle marker is. That purple symbol.
I think that's the dark face symbol.
Oh yeah, it is.
Huh, interesting.
Anyway.
Speaking of dark face, let's go ahead and reveal the evil governor herself.
I mean the queen.
The queen, my queen.
The mafia queen.
I'm a simp for the queen.
The evil governor, dark face Gredora, mafia queen. Act VC. Once a turn, counterblast 1. Choose up to 2 of your opponent's rear guards without any cradle markers, and put a cradle marker on each of them. Auto VC. When it attacks, cost retire a rear guard. Search your deck for up to 1 grade 3. Call it to rear, and shuffle your deck. If you called that unit, and this unit, give power plus 10,000 to the end of the turn.
So this card is really good.
Yeah.
Very consistent way to get out your cradle markers to control your opponent. That right there is just a really good effect. That right there would make me put the card in the deck. But that second effect, that makes the deck run.
I hate that card so much.
That thing will do.
Oh god, Snug.
Ah, that hurt. Am I the one hearing that?
Ow.
No, I'm hearing it.
Yeah, I heard.
Hearing
I
what?
heard that.
Your mic's doing some bullshit.
Oh crap! Let me unplug and plug back in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mute.
Yeah, please. But yeah, so that second effect makes the deck run. Multi-attack, and it's just really good. At minimum, you're going to be getting 4 attacks off. I will go over how you get more in a minute when we go over some of the other cards. Like, if he's not back yet, I'll just read it. Alright, I'll read it. Intimidating Mutant, Dark Face. Auto, Vanguard, Rearguard. Win place. Cost, discard a card from your hand. Choose one of your opponent's rearguards without any cradle marker, and put a cradle marker on it. Really good ability right there. Just, I'm out of counterblast, call out a dark face. Auto, Rearguard, Vanguard. When it attacks a Vanguard, counterblast 1. Choose one of your opponent's rearguards with a cradle marker on it, retire it, and this unit gets plus 5k until the end of battle for each grade of that chosen unit. That's also pretty good, especially because you're counterblasting 1 to gain at least 5,000 unless you retire grade 0, which I don't know why you do that. And you get to look for a grade 1, 2, or 3, and depending on what you retire, obviously. And it just gets a lot of power. Definitely not the most important card of the deck, but definitely something that helps the deck run. Lots of power, a good way to get cradle markers without counterblasting, because you're going to get a lot of cards in hand. And once again, we'll get to that when we get to it. But honestly,
Cycling as well.
yeah, he's a pretty good card. You know, he helps make the deck run. Next one, Snug is still deafened. Melody Mutant, Nell Nympha. I believe I pronounced that right. Continuous, Vanguard Rearguard. During your turn, if a Cradle marker is on your opponent's rearguards, this unit gets power 6k. That's pretty good. 15k attacker can hit anything. Auto, when retired from rearguard by your card's ability, costs Soul Blast 1. Choose one of your opponent's rearguards without any Cradle marker, and Cradle it. So, you attack with this, 15k at the Vanguard. Gredora, retire that. Oh, look, Soul Blast 1. Cradle something that wasn't cradled already. I'll get to what you're going to call in a minute. Just really good support. I'm very happy with it.
Early game and good 4-1, great 3 turn.
Yep. Yes, it is.
Yep.
Alright, then there's Despoiling Mutant. Sticky Bolas. Auto, Vanguard Rearguard. When placed, Counterblast 1. Look at the top 6 cards of your deck. Reveal up to 2 different Dark Face cards and put them into your hand. Shuffle your deck. I know I didn't read that verbatim, but that's the effect. Like, come on, you get to look for 2 Dark Face cards. You want Dark Face Gredora, obviously, but getting Intimidating Mutant also helps. It helps out a lot. And it just, yeah. And then when it attacks, this is the reason you're gonna have such a big hand. When it attacks, Soul Blast 1 on rearguard circle, and it gets plus 6k for each of your opponent's rearguards with a Cradle on them. If its unit's power is 20k or greater, draw a card. You Cradle 2 units. You use Gredora, and when you attack with her, you Soul Blast 1, draw a card. But it gets better. How, you ask? I'll get to that in a minute. First, there's a card that I forgot to put into a slide, because I am human and I make mistakes too. But I will go ahead and go over it. 1 second, let me pull it up.
Hello?
Hey, we can hear you now.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, there's a card I forgot to put into a slide, so I'm just going to go back to Gredora. But the card is Cleared Breeze. Vanguard Rearguard. When placed, discard a card from your hand, draw a card. Already really good. If you discarded a grade 3 for this, choose one of your opponent's rearguards without a Cradle and put a Cradle on it. That's really good. That's essentially a free Cradle after you cycle. Now, one of the last pieces that makes this deck run very well. Strong Toxic Mutant Hell Demise. I'm sure that this card has been seeing the rounds a lot lately. This guy right here, he's a common from the first Mega Colony set. It seems to me it's been a habit of Bushiroad releasing new stuff that makes the older stuff just better. And now yeah, exactly. And now that Snug's back, I'll let him read this card.
Strong Toxic Mutant Hell Demise. Auto. On rearguard. When placed, choose one of your opponent's rearguards, rest it, and stand one of your rearguards. Continues your opponent's units in the back row of the same column as this unit cannot stand during his or her stand phase.
So, I'm sure you can all see where this is going. You attack using Nelumphina and Bolas. You attack with both of them. Doesn't matter the order. You just need to make sure that you have 2 Cradles on the opponent's field with Gredora. You attack Nelumphina, 15. You attack with Bolas, at least 21. So you're going to draw. Then you attack with Gredora. Retire your Nelumphina. If there's not another thing to Cradle, Soul Blast 1, Cradle. Then you Superior Call Hell Demise. Even if they have nothing to rest, it doesn't matter. You still get to stand one of your rear guards. You stand your Bolus. And remember, Gredora gets 10k to herself and whatever you called. So, that Hell Demise is hitting for 22. Not the strongest attack, but hey, it's another attack. And then Bolus gets to attack again for at least 21. And you get to draw again. That is absolutely insane. And I love it. It's a Protect clan that gets multi-attack and so much draw. And it also controls the opponent.
It's not the first Protect clan to multi-attack. We do have Shaharat, Vamp Druid, and Night Road.
You're right.
I feel Gredora does it most well, I guess Shaharat does it pretty consistently too.
Shaharat does it consistent as well. But I think that this one... Damn, Marcus, what are you doing? So, guys, sorry for those of you who can't see the chat right now. Marcus just added 2 more subs to his repertoire of gift subs. So,
what a mad lad.
Indeed he is. This very much is a control clan for through and through, but it also lets you have offense with the defense, which is what a lot of control clans were missing.
Nothing fits the image of a spider creeping down her web to suck the blood out of her much better than what Darkface Gredora in V-Series is representing now. Because her in Premium, I did not feel that way.
Right. The way I see it, she is literally wrapping up the opponent's rear guards and laying her eggs inside of them.
Yep.
And then the eggs just burrow out to make her new unit. That's the way I see it. From like if you had to really like think about what's actually happening in the card game, yeah, that's what's happening. It's pretty graphic. But yes, I think Mega Colony is really good. For the first time in forever, I'm actually going to build
Mega Colony. For the first time in forever.
God damn it.
Hey, just let it go. Just let it go.
God damn it, Hermit.
Let it go. Let it go.
So, yeah, I'm a simp for Gredora too.
You just simple control.
I mean,
real here.
She is my queen. So currently, my deck build, since we have a little bit more time, I go with the grade 1 on hit. Look for a grade 3 from the top 6. I also go with the grade 1 Stealth Millipede, which I'm probably not going to in the end because that thing's $100 right now. If it's rested, the opponent's rear guards in the same column cannot stand, and it's a counter charger.
Holy! I thought you were exaggerating.
I'm not exaggerating. It's $100 right now.
Nope.
Why?
Because it was a promo, and nobody was able to get a hold of them.
Dude, the most expensive one is for $6,996.
Yeah, that's a joke price. $69.69.
What's the card?
Stealth Millipede. Actually, you know what? I have a screenshot of Stealth Millipede when I looked it up yesterday on TCG Player. So yes, just so you guys know, I'm not exaggerating. That's Stealth Millipede.
Oh my god.
That's
Please,
the price of
double
Stealth
head
Millipede.
unicorn. Please don't be that expensive.
What?
Whoops, sorry.
We need to have like a whole conversation on promo cards later.
Yeah.
Damn it, Bushy Road.
This thing in the secondary market is an absolute nightmare. So yeah, this is absolutely ridiculous. It's $100 right now. It's a really good card.
She fixed this.
I want like a set entirely comprised of promo cards she wrote.
Yeah.
That's what
To be
Fighters
fair, this should have been an anniversary. That reprint set instead of
Fighters Collection. No, not Fighters Collection.
I think that both the Machining one and this should have been in that the anniversary collection.
Yeah.
Because the Machining one was in there. But yeah, $100 for this fucking card. There are like, here's the thing. Stealth Millipede's good.
Festival Collection. Sorry.
It's good, but it's not $100 good. So
the $100 come from its scarcity.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm probably not gonna run Stealth Millipede in my deck because I'm not spending $200 on it because I need 2 of them because I'm running 2. It's a really good card though, because your opponent doesn't want you to countercharge, so they're not gonna try and let you hit. If you don't hit, they don't restand. If you hit, you countercharge. It's catch-22.
So what would you run instead of Stealth Millipede?
So instead, I'm probably gonna run. There's another grade one. Let me look it up. I gotta find it real quick. Sorry, guys.
In the meantime, I want to just say, usually the bugs of Mega art-wise have been like Gundam-looking bugs with like heavy armor and metal, or or naturally demon-looking bugs like the Gunmachio.
Guncolio.
Like I appreciate Darkface Gredora for bringing forth the waifu of bugs.
I mean, like, look at that. That's also a waifu bug.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, compared to before, when we had Machine, basically Gundam, or when we had the support for Guncolio, which is basically demon.
Yeah. So yes, the card that I would run instead of the $100 card is a 10-cent card because I was pricing these yesterday on TCG Player. Small Captain Butterfly Officer. When placed, rest this unit, choose up to one of your other rear guards. It gets plus 10k until end of turn. If you chose, at the end of the turn, put that unit to your soul, countercharge 1. Certain people think that this card is just better than Stealth Millipede. I think that they're both good. I think I would run both of them. I would run this at 3, Stealth Millipede at 2, because you run through a lot of Counterblast in this deck and a lot of soul. So nerf the booty, Snug. Is that what you're saying?
Play test section.
And like, you know what? I'm gonna put an image of this up because this is also semi-waifu. We're making a waifu bug deck. Let's go here. Yeah, there we go. That'll work. So we're making a waifu bug deck because wrong card. Whoops. Sorry guys. Let me get this.
You know, thinking about it, Gredora is an arachnid, and we're talking about, nerfing the big booty. Does her abdomen count as her entire booty, or does that count as where her lungs are? Like, what's how does this?
All of the above, my boy. All of the above.
Like, just like with the centaur discussion, how we talked about the centaur.
I believe it's.
Are we having like a legit an autonomy question about
Gredora? Well, here's the thing. She's not just a spider. She's a mechanical spider. Look at her.
So steel metal.
I mean, that could just be her outer
shell. Yeah.
She's a mutant, to be honest.
Yeah.
Exoskeleton. That's the word. That could be her exoskeleton. Like, just because you see metal, bugs in Cray can't have metal exoskeleton naturally from birth.
Well, none of these are natural. They're all mutants. Yes. Here's what I'd run instead of Stealth Millipede, because Stealth Millipede's $100 fucking.
Oh, Captain Butterfly Officer.
You know, the X-Men would like to disagree with you because X-Men are.
Wouldn't this be a little more consistent than Stealth Millipede anyway?
Well, so here's the thing. Yes and no. Yes and no. Stealth Millipede on board is just threatening. I can throw a Stealth Millipede on board, and then you're not going to let me hit. So I burn cards out of your hand. Or you want to let me hit, and I get a counter charge. Either way works for me. I don't care. I'm controlling you, or I'm getting a counter charge. This one's good because it lets me suck up the on-place grade 3, get some soul, and counter charge, and give a different rear guard, or give that rear guard 10k. So, you know, hey. So, yeah. All in all, I am very happy with Mega Colony. It gives some of the old support some actual use, which is both good and bad, because that means that I need to go and find a fucking common that probably is in abundance, but like it's gonna be semi-hard to find because nobody really paid attention to this card.
So,
Hildemise?
Yeah.
I think I have a few of them.
So,
awesome.
Did we mention all
I have to check though.
of this deck?
Do what?
Then we mentioned the playtesting and the results.
Not yet. I was mentioning how the deck works.
You're going through your deck list. Let's finish that first.
Okay. Yeah. So, Monstering Hornet, on hit, look at top 6 for a grade 3. The Butterfly Officer.
Sorry to cut you off here. But Virgil?
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Do what?
10 cents. Say
So,
10 cents or 30? Whatever.
Oh, you found him?
I have his Hildemise.
Nice. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, sorry. I think that your mic was cutting out, and I was just waiting for you to speak, so it was like this really awkward silence. Monstering Hornet, look for a grade 3. You need Gredora. You don't hit Gredora, you die. The grade 1 that gets you a Cradle marker. More Cradle markers is better, especially if you draw into the guy who lets you restand. He's kind of useless in hand, so you discard him to get a Cradle. Butterfly Officer. I was going to run 3 of that and 2 Stealth Millipede, because yeah, counter charge. Grade 2s, I was going to run Bloody Hercules. Soul Blast 1 gets plus 6k. Then if it hits, counter charge. Lots of counter charge in this deck. Actually, I think Mega Colony might have the most counter chargers of any clan because it uses so much counter blast.
You don't give us the exact number.
Okay, so 3 Monstering Hornet, 4 of the grade 1 Cradle makers, 3 Butterfly Officer, 2 Millipede.
So you're not going to run the generic grade 3 searcher? That's most likely going
to... when it gets revealed, sure.
You know, drop forth the Machining Hornet?
Probably. So, for right now, with what we have revealed, that is my deck build.
Okay.
And I'm only going off of what we have now. This deck, as you said, Hermit, can only get better.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I say some really intelligent things sometimes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, this deck can only get better with the support that's coming out. So, grade 2s are 4 Null Nympha, 4 Bolus, 3 Hercules, 3 Darkface. I'm running at least 3 of Hildemise. I'm not sure if I'm going to bump it up to 4 yet. Need a little bit more playtesting. And of course, 4 Gredora.
So let me expand upon what Virgil said. I said that was super intelligent. Man, that guy. And the idea of Gredora specifically can only get better stems from the fact that she has basically no support currently. Mega Colony in of itself has no support currently. Yes. When you have big clans like Shallow Paladins that are split between like 4 different archetypes, you're not sure what kind of support you're gonna get. You don't know if you're gonna get, Luard, or you're gonna get Claret Sword, or maybe Luard and Claret Sword are gonna, get together and have weird mutant dragon babies, or you don't know if you're gonna get Gust Blaster support. The point is, the more popular a clan is, the more spread out its support. You just don't know. But with Mega Colony being on Bushiroad's like unlucky, unloved redhead stepchild list for so long, the fact that they have basically no support, we can just straight up say when new stuff gets revealed, it's just gonna make this deck better, and that's what I mean by it can only get better.
Well, so I believe that there was support for Machning or Gunning Colio in this set too.
Really?
Yeah. Gunning Colio.
Not just for Gunning Colio.
The mill deck. There was support for the mill deck.
Oh, interesting.
It's just not gonna go in this build. That's why I didn't bring it up. But 1 second, let me. Sticky Bolas, Dark Face. I think it's Dova Speed. Yeah. Okay. So Dova Speed is definitely Gunning Colio support. Vanguard, Rearguard, when placed, Counterblast 1, put 2 cards from the top of your opponent's deck into the drop zone. If it were grade 1 or greater was put, until the end of the turn, when your opponent would call cards from his or her hand to guard circle, during the battle this unit attacked, he or she must call 2 at the same time. Yeah, this is a pretty good card. I was honestly debating putting this inside of my Gredora build, because this could be pretty nasty. You restand this, and but the problem is it doesn't get any power. But you restand this, and they have to call 2 or more cards. So, like that's 4 cards from hand if they don't want it to hit. So like, it's definitely still play testing. But even this one was, I was thinking about putting in my Gredora, but I think that Darkface is just better for the build. For the build. But yeah, that's that. There was some support for Gunning Colio. There might be some Machning support in here. We don't know.
Nah, I doubt it.
But yeah, so continue. Sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. Like, I was done.
Oh, you were done? Okay. Yeah, we play tested this quite a bit the other day.
Yeah. I believe you won every match.
I did. I think there was like 1 or 2 that I didn't win.
There is an asterisk. I don't believe you play any hard counters.
I mean,
because you were just learning the build.
So like, what do you mean when you say hard counter? What do you mean when you say hard counter?
Like, you didn't play hard counters. You didn't play anything that would be probably known to match up really well with your deck.
Like?
I know you played Aqua Force, and I think that was probably like your hardest counter that day. But I feel like that would just give you more hands.
It was pretty even.
Yeah. Honestly, the hardest counter to this I can think of would be something like the Cross.
So not using Egyptian God tier decks, I think hard counters would be things you just don't like. Night Rose would be a hard counter.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
What else doesn't have a board?
But here's
Lukier. Lukier would be a hard counter.
Right. But here's the thing about that. Multi-attack. I don't care if you have a board or not. You know?
Yeah.
That's why this card's good. If you don't have a board, it's fine, because I still get off my 5 attacks.
That being said,
they're not as potent.
Also gets off, so he would probably do well against you.
What?
Android? Shakarat?
Shaharat? I don't think so.
Say yes or no.
Definitely have to try that next time.
The reason I don't think so is because you want that grade 3 that lets you draw.
Number.
And it does put stuff in the soul as well.
Yeah. And if you get rid of that, then that really let me just make sure I'm gonna read this right. Number of terror. Okay. When it attacks Vanguard, if your soul has 10 or more cards, put one of your other rear guards into the soul, draw 2 cards. You cradle that, and yeah, sure, they got 2 cards the first time they threw it out and did the thing.
Avoided 2 cradles.
Yeah, but you just, you just cradle that one,
fine.
and then they can't do it again.
Maybe about you grabbing grade 3s.
Yeah.
I'm not. That's my thing. I think 4 attacks out pretty consistently. With Night Number of Terror, it can put cards in soul. Actually, you can't put cards in soul field, which limits you drawing from Cradle, which would actually overall.
So here's the thing. Even stuff that you would think could be a hard counter, and this is for any deck. If you play smart against it, you can still do very well. Like,
I mean, I wasn't saying that wasn't not the thing.
Yeah.
I was just saying that just as an asterisk, you won mostly your fights.
Well,
Maybe, like really strong decks or like really hard counters.
Yeah.
So you definitely out right?
So like, here's Alt Mile.
But you beat Altmile though, pretty.
Alt Mile was difficult, but
Because it doesn't really need regards like that.
well, no, it definitely needs at least one. Starlight Violinist. You cradle Starlight Violinist, they're gonna look for another Starlight Violinist.
But it is a force clan. You naturally would force one.
The thing is, Otmar can buff his grade 2 still.
Yeah, Alt Mile can buff his grade 2s to insane numbers, but if his entire field's cradled, he's gonna have to spend more resources to get more grade 2s out. Sure, he doesn't use Counterblast, but he does use Soul.
I was just pointing it out as a fact that like I feel like we can't say this is stupid broken, but I think it is strongish. I think it's pretty decent.
It is very strong. It's control, and control is a good control. Is a lot of times very strong.
Yeah, personally, sorry for cutting you off. I actually like this better than Lock.
Yeah, I definitely like this better than Lock. I'm gonna go back to the Cradle just so people can see that.
It was broken. It's a little different. It's just good.
Majesty Lord Blaster as a counter? I'm not sure on that.
Yes, he's actually right. No, you put the Blaster Darks and Blaster Blades in your soul. So if you Cradle lock the Blaster Dark and Blaster Blade, doesn't matter. They go in your soul. You don't have to drop.
Well, that's why I would. But that's why I would Dark Face that.
Okay. It's viable. I'm just clearing up what they're saying.
Actually,
right. Like
I think these matches we need to kind of have.
There are even with the stuff that would quote unquote counter it, there are some pretty good matchups.
We would definitely have to see those. We have to try those out next time.
Yeah. So like
that's what's next. Doing the counter.
You'd have to play your Blaster Blade and Blaster Dark on the turn you're gonna suck it up. If you call this the usual and Soul Charge, then you don't have anything to Cradle. Yeah, you're correct. If you call less than usual and Soul Charge him, I won't have anything to Cradle. But if you call anything on the field at all, then I'm going to Cradle it. And that is already making you play to what I want you to play. If you're playing less cards, I'm already doing my job. Right? You know,
all right.
If somebody goes, I'm not going to play cards because he'll just Cradle them, then I am controlling the board without actually cradling anything.
Valid. Don't you say that your entire
I think I see what I see.
Yeah.
I see Xyz 150,723. I think that's what they're trying to say.
I see what they're trying to say too. But once again, I'm just making counterpoints. Here, let me pull up the chat so you guys can see what they're saying. But yes, their point is if they don't call anything, I have nothing to cradle. My point is if you don't call anything, you don't call anything.
Well, I've been my sister uses Majesty Lord Blaster, and what she does is she only calls 2 rear guards to 1 call, a booster and an attacker, and she would attack with Majesty Lord, attack with the rear guards and attack with Majesty Lord, and every time she sucks up her rear guards, she would get 2 force, 1 on the vanguard, 1 on the rear guard, and every turn just play to that column, so you're getting 2 huge swings per turn.
Right.
And that was just normal for her.
Yeah.
So it's not like she's not playing anything, because she's still playing stuff, and it is limiting her number of attacks, but she's getting 2 huge attacks off.
And the counter to that is I'm a Protect clan.
Okay, so I think. I mean, I see what he's saying. I see like Icy's is basically saying
we have to play the matchup more. Correct.
Yeah.
You are
I mean,
correct.
I think next time you have to play the counters more, and you play the counters to see what happens. Because I think that decides how good Strongest is.
Honestly,
I don't think Messiah's is gonna have that hard time against this.
I don't see
Overlord Cross having that.
Here's the thing about Messiahs. I think yes and no.
Yes and no.
Yes and no. And the reason I say that is because you're gonna alter ego to get out your grade 4, right?
Yeah.
But when alter ego does it, he calls it locked.
Yeah.
So, the first time you get it out on the field, you're getting 1 less attack off with it. So, It's not the multi-attack then. If I cradle that when it's on the field, sure, you can call over it and recall it using alter ego. But that just gimps your deck, because you don't get that multi-attack. And that's where I stand on alter ego. Honestly, we could go over matchups all day. We could go over matchups all day.
Bro, that's hilarious. That's classic.
We really could. Every single matchup is a different way of playing.
So, what? I think I agree with you, and I do, and I think smarter play can help you out. What I'm trying to say is, I'm trying to get a feeling of how good it is already.
Solid B plus, A
minus. So we can kind of scale B plus. Okay, so yeah, okay. Fine.
B plus, A minus. Yeah, and it can only get stronger.
Yeah. Or are we looking at a B? Because like, if we're looking at the meta right now in Japan, a lot of your counters and a lot of the stronger decks will have a slightly harder time, but generally come out on top against this, except for maybe MLB. But like, if you get to like the point where he just doesn't have enough last to play.
So like, the meta right now is the Cross and Messiah. Like, those are the top 2 decks.
Actually, week 1 of the Night Rose Harry deck, one thing that most of us are wrong about is that Night Rose is actually decent.
On the Moonlight?
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
I heard Night Rose was
actually decent.
pretty decent.
Actually decent, but I understand how people would look at it. On paper, it does not look that great, but I feel like in ideal when you play it.
Multitude of people said that.
So,
yeah.
I would like to cut in. That we can't really take Japan's meta and apply it here. We're never going.
Yeah, we're never gonna have that meta. No. Yeah. I agree. I'm just saying as a reference point.
Like, yeah, as a reference point, for some reason, Night Rose is doing well, even shit talking her the other day.
Yeah. So, but here's the thing: Cross is still king, and Messiah is right behind him.
So you would say Messiah is bending over the Cross because he's behind him?
That being said, there's also argument that the cross is so
I mean,
powerful.
looking
There
at the
are
art,
viable decks out there.
looking at the art of Alter Ego Messiah, he does have that little thing jutting out at his.
Oh my god. So, yes,
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just not agreeing with you right now.
so the cross is broken, and that's the reason that it's on top. But
Oh,
it's
so now the
still
cross
on
is on top now.
it's
Wow,
it's been on
wow.
top. I'm gonna hurt you. I'm gonna hurt you very much. Next time I see you,
I mean, I'm not into that kind of play, but I'm pretty sure. Up.
next time I see you, I'm gonna do what you think Alter Ego is doing to the cross. Okay?
Bending me over with your tiny needle.
Please, please give consent. No means no. And if they can't give consent for any reason, then no consent is given.
I'm not saying no.
Exactly. He's not saying no.
Oh, okay. Okay, you know. Love is love. Let's go.
All right. So
Closing statements.
yeah, at this point we've gone over everything we need to talk about. We've gone over news. We've gone over the new decks. We definitely need to play test spikes more, but it came out just yesterday, so.
Yeah, we mentioned. Yeah, we didn't play I feel like.
And make it one more time.
Yeah.
Like we'll probably revisit spikes when we do some more play testing. Especially because there's just so much stuff that could potentially make good. Every grade 3 in spikes, actually every card in spikes really needs to get a revisit to see for the combos. Kind of like how every grade 3 in Mega Colony had to get revisited.
I'm gonna visit you on Tuesday when we get Gaia review.
You're gonna visit me on Tuesday? Okay, that's fine.
No, that's that was just that was trying to go for the innuendo.
I know.
Yeah. Well,
You're gonna hit me with your big giant Rex. Either way.
See, that confuses me. Is Gaia a Rex or a Triceratops?
I don't know. I don't know. Yes, Spikes is really good from what I've seen. I think it's at least an A tier. I think it's at least an A tier, but
I think this might be have inconsistency issues. That being said, it looks. I think again, like it looks good. We also have to remember like playtesting needs to be a thing.
Yeah.
Speculation. It looks okay. I don't think it looks like great, but it's just getting releases, so it can only get better. Just like Gredora. It was also pretty decent.
I mean, Spikes has always been good though.
Yeah. Spikes has always been good, and once
just
again,
underrepresented.
I actually think that this version of Spike Bros is very good. I think it's A tier.
This is another conversation we have to have because I think the phrase thoughts between good and meta relevant needs to be a thing, needs to be understood and thought about because, like, legit, we'd have someone else on here and they would say no, Spike sucks. We need to make a decisive. It is good because.
I mean, people can have differing opinions.
That's not what I'm saying. I need like a definition clarification.
Right.
Like,
either way,
what makes something good? And like, is it good because it's somewhere near meta relevant, or is it good because it's good for what it does? And I think that's the issue.
Yeah.
That's something we have to talk about for next time. But until then, thank you for listening and or watching. If you're listening to us on Twitch or on Spotify, please, or anywhere else, please check us out on YouTube. Subscribe to us, like, share, and then for someone you know and love to watch it. Thank you to the chat for joining us today. Shout out to IC and Marcus for being very involved, as well as Koi. I'm just gonna say Koi. I can't say that word.
Koi. Yeah, don't worry about it. That's yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole other name. You know, thank you to Ribell for joining us today, as well as I have other thank yous, but thank you for watching. That's it. I don't know. Lost it. I had something in my mind, but I lost it. Just like that.
And for those of you watching on Twitch, until next week, same time, same place.
Oh, right. Also, if you're watching on YouTube or you're listening on Spotify or anywhere else, and you would like to see the live show, check out Virgil Ficus on Twitch. It's Virgil VIR.
Or just leave a link in the description.
Yeah, just leave a link in the description, bud.
I'll try to leave a link in the description. But I can't do that for Spotify.
It's fine.
That's why
Just look up the Planet Cray podcast.